I believe as we're maturing and growing as humans, I think there's a lot of the times where we can feel that empty feeling about what we're doing. And we don't really know where it comes from. And as well as we may be confused about the direction in which we're going because we wanted this life. We wanted this stuff that we have, whatever career that you're in or school that you're going to or relationship that you're in. You're like, I wanted this, but now that I have it, I don't understand what to do with it. I don't understand the direction from here. And I think the origin of that issue and why we get into those situations is because we're missing intention. And I think intention is so powerful because when you have the correct intention and you remind yourself of that intention, you're able to make powerful decision making towards what you really, really want and what will really satisfy you. And also it'll add meaning to what is going on currently. For example, if you know your reason for having this major in college, like for example, I'm doing psychology. I know that my intention is because I want to be able to provide understanding to other people. I want people to understand how the human mind works. I want people to understand how they can go about, feeling their emotions and expressing them and just being happy. And I hope to provide comfort and guidance to other people as much as I possibly can. That is my intention that I'm getting with my degree. And my experience with this, throughout college, I've questioned a lot of times, why the hell am I doing this? And I used to be like a person that really cared about school and homework and stuff like that. But when I got to college and I was really pursuing this degree, because initially I started off with animation because I really like to draw. And my intention was to keep drawing and make beautiful art. But then my intentions changed and I wanted to, help people. And I wanted to be like more motivational for people. And the major that aligned with that was psychology. So that's what I chose. But halfway through that, going through, the statistics classes and the neuroscience class and just all these psychology classes and taking math and just all this stuff I didn't really want to do. Halfway through that, I kind of forgot the reason of why I'm even doing this. Like, why am I in school? Why am I doing psychology? What's the point of this? And I think that's a healthy place to be in when you start questioning, because that's when you're going to go back to your intention. And when you go back to your intention, that'll keep the motivation in you. That'll keep the discipline in you to carry it through. It's kind of just like the way I see intention is like going to the gun range. You see your target, you know what you're supposed to hit. And now that you know by your intention, I intentionally want to go right here, you're going to use the gun to shoot at that point. The same thing when it comes to archery. You want to make sure that your bow and arrow and you have your arm in the right position and you let go and it goes at the right speed to hit the target. But it all starts with your intention, because your intention will create focus, and then the focus will naturally create actions within you. Because now that you know what you want to do and you know why you're doing it, you're going to naturally do actions that make sense with that. And not only that, you're going to feel fulfilled within that, because you're like, I know why I'm doing this. I know why I'm doing this. I'm doing this because I want to help people. I'm doing this because I want to have fun. I'm doing this because I want to make money. I'm doing this for this, and this reason. Being intentional could really even apply to romance. You need to know why you're with this person. Like, why do you even want them? What do you want to experience? Do you want to experience joy? Do you want to experience sex? Do you want to experience, someone to hang out with, to travel with? And then also be intentional about the person themselves. Like, I'm intentionally with you because I enjoy your humor. I'm intentionally with you because I enjoy the fact that you think about me even when I'm not thinking about myself. I'm intentionally with you because of the way you treat other people. You're inspiring to be around because you're so compassionate with other people. I'm intentionally being with you because you bring value to my life, intrinsically and externally, you're bringing value into my life, and I enjoy you because of that. When you don't have intention, you'll just be with a random person and you don't know why. You're like, like nothing's going wrong between us, but for some reason I don't feel fulfilled. I'm not happy here. And they're like, well, what do you want me to do? And you're like, I don't know. Like, I don't know why I feel this way with you. You feel that way because you're not intentionally dating. You're not intentional. Like, what's the reason of you being with this person? There should be many reasons, and it should be personal reasons. And once you have that, like I said, you'll naturally be able to have a deeper bond with them, and you'll naturally, have a better relationship. Also, when it comes to dating, being intentional is so important because when you guys go through issues and like arguments and stuff like that, you want to be intentional about what you're about to do next. Because I feel like a lot of times when people argue, they're arguing so they want to be right, and they're not figuring out what the intention is. Is the intention that I want to argue with you, or is the intention that I want to express how I feel to you, and I want us to be able to connect with each other better, and I want to be heard? If your intention is to be heard and for them and to hear the other person, then I think it's going to work out. Another thing when it comes to relationships is that you want to be intentional in your communication. When conflict comes up, because it naturally always will, you want to be intentional about what are you trying to do here. So many people are unintentionally like just trying to be heard, and they're just trying to get their point across, and then let the other person has to shut up and just listen, and I'm right and you're wrong. But that being unintentional in that regard is going to make sure that you guys break up. It's going to inevitably make sure that you do that. But when you're intentional, like I'm intentionally trying to strengthen my bond with you, I want to be heard, but I also want to hear you, and I want us to be happier together and resolve this conflict that we have together. Because I'm not a problem and you're not a problem. We just have a problem in between us that we both should come together to solve. When you have that mindset, there's an intention there, and you're intentionally trying to keep the relationship healthy. Both people should have that intention combined, but it can start with one person to just, bridge that gap and lower their defenses. Just being intentional in that regard can save your entire relationship. So even when you speak, and when you text and you don't text, when you go through these problems, be intentional about why you're doing it. When it comes to a relationship, two people might have different intentions, and that is where the conflict starts, because one person may just be in this relationship for pure joy, for pure pleasure. They just want to feel good, and they think that being with you will make them feel good. But the other person doesn't care if they always feel good with the other person. They just are attracted. Their intention is to really be around this other person and really build a life with them and connect with them. Those are two separate intentions. Wanting to feel joy and pleasure and genuinely wanting a real relationship, no matter if it's sometimes good or sometimes bad, but being able to work through it. Those are two separate intentions. But when people get into a relationship, they just let all hell break loose because they don't understand what the intentions are. And you may be asking, like, Tabari, how do I know my intention? How do I know, like, what's my reason for doing this? How do I figure that out? Well, I want you to first think of, what don't you want to happen in this situation? What type of partner do you not want? What type of career do you not want to happen? Start to X out these things that you don't want, because I'm sure you know what you dislike before you knowing what you do like. Be like, I don't like this, and I don't like that, and I don't want my life to go like that, and I want my life to go like that. And once you start like getting rid of all of those like factors, eventually you'll align with like, this is what I want, and then this is my intention, and then these are the actions that I'm about to take because that's my intention. That's why I'm doing it, and I'm gonna do it because this is my reason. So just figure out what you don't want. Figure out the partner that you don't want. I think that's the beauty of dating and going through it with like people that, it doesn't work out with, because you realize I don't want that, and I don't want that, and I don't want that. And then suddenly what you want becomes clear, and then that's what you go after, and that's your intention. You intentionally start dating because you realize this is not my intention. This is unintentional. This is not what I want over here. So I'm going to go over here to what I want. You know, it's just like going on a hiking trail and deciding if you want to go this way because there's more trees, or go this way because you see an animal over here. It's like, what's your intention? Like, which direction do I want to go? And what am I trying to get out of this? You know, am I going to go the long way because I want to exercise more? Do I want to go the short way because I'm trying to get out of here? I'm trying to go home. What's your intention? What path are you trying to take here? I feel like a lot of people just float through life. And I think that's really dangerous because you'll start attracting things and creating a life that you don't want. You'll start to be around people that you don't want, and you'll start to be in a relationship that you don't want, in a career you don't want, in a job you don't want, and you'll be a person you don't want. You won't even recognize yourself because you did not have the energy, enthusiasm, and passion to create an intention for yourself. You have to steer this ship, and nobody else is going to steer it for you. And every little thing should have an intention, down to what you eat and the way that you move and your routine of the day. What am I trying to do here? And other people will see the intention that you put into your work. You know, if you have a work ethic and you are, you know, doing things in a certain way, that'll make people appreciate you more. I think with all of that coming together, we naturally will attract the things that we want and have that fulfillment. Because that's important too. Like with the intention, you want to be satisfied with what you're attracting in. You know, once you do get your degree, you want to feel the satisfaction, like, this is why I did it, and then I have it, and I'm happy that I did it because this is why I did it. You know, so many times we accomplish stuff and don't even know why. Even when it comes to people committing crimes, right? When they go to the court, they don't just also look at what you did, what crime you committed. They also look at the fact, was this intentional? Were you planning this out? Or was this accidental or just coincidental that this happened? Or, you know, that you did this thing that you say you claim you didn't mean to do, or you claim that you didn't do at all. They're going to look at, once they prove that you did it, they're trying to understand, did you mean to do it? And I think that all goes back to intentions. Intentions is so important that you can be incarcerated longer if your intentions weren't pure and you were planning to do something or not, you know? So it's important in every factor in life to be mindful and be aware and conscious of, what am I doing every day and why am I doing it? Because this can show up in little patterns that you're not noticing throughout your day because you're being unintentional about things. When you're being unintentional, you're being careless. When you're being careless, there will be a consequence for that. And that's something that I'm still trying to learn, because I think a problem that I have is lack of discipline. But I think lack of discipline can also come from lack of intention. Like, I'm not consciously being aware of what I'm doing in this moment. Therefore, there will be a consequence in the future for this because I'm not focused. But yeah, that's enough of me talking. I hope through this video that you were able to focus more on intention. And I hope you think about it more. What are your intentions? Why? Just ask yourself why. Why do you do the things you do? What are you trying to do with it? What is the future of it? And if you watch this video to the end, I want you to comment a flower emoji. I want you to comment a flower emoji to let me know that you watched it to the end and you listened to me yap. And I will see you guys in my next video. See you later.